So it's our last day of freedom before we get the guests on board in Montenegro. They're going to be with us for 3 weeks. Well, I say day of freedom, we've been working today, but off a little bit early. So I thought I would try and make the most of it by going up for a little walk to the nearby hills. God knows they're mountains, I don't think they're that big. Trekking through the streets. And, it's a little bit hot. That's just the front sweat, I think. It's dripping down the back. So far, not the most enthusiastic, not the prettiest of walks, just up through the houses. But that's kind of a cute little church up there. You see, that's kind of the target, that's where I'm aiming for. See if I make it, see if I can find a pathway through. Now it's starting to get a little bit prettier, a little bit more trees, a little bit more natural. Still got the view of the hills. There's the sea just over there, and then the rhythmic sound of the cicadas, just to let me know I'm getting into the bush properly. Whew. It's warm, but it's worth it. Okay, here I've got a bit of a conundrum. Do I go straight on up here, or do I turn right here? Google Maps, which is my trusted form of navigation at the moment, has shown that that road may go a little bit longer, perhaps a little bit higher. But if I go up here, I have that to climb towards. Maybe if I go off track, that could be a little bit more interesting. I'm going to need to go off track at some point. I'm going to go straight up. Pretty much at the end of the trail now, and it's quite a picturesque cemetery just overlooking the bay. I hope it's not an omen. How do I get up there? I've got to go off track, but don't know the way. There's no obvious pathway up, and it looks like fairly thick bush. This is one of the few little entrances I can see, so I'm going to try it, see what happens. Maybe turning back, there's a few thorns in there, but it's worth a try. It's been pretty thick and impassable so far, but I think this is my path. Well, I'm finding a way up. It's a bit of bush bashing, it's a bit of rock climbing, but I'm clearly not the only person that comes this way. Needless to say, wherever there's people, there is plastic, or rubbish generally. Why do people want to come to a place like this and just throw this away? I don't know. But hey, this one I'm taking with me. Let's see if we can keep nature a little bit cleaner and tidier, one bottle at a time. So far so good. Right, let's see where else we can go. This could potentially beat me. I'm not sure which way to go. Ooh, what's that over there? There's a large owl just flying across the valley. Just swooped out from from where I'm walking, from its nesting place, I guess. Two of them flew not far overhead from me. I didn't get a good chance to see them. It happened so fast. Oh, unreal. There they were, hiding just up there somewhere. And now off into the distance. He just sat here watching me for a little while. It took me so much by surprise that I had the camera on photo rather than video. I could have got some good shots if I'd only had my telephoto lens. Oof. Just goes to show you've always got to be prepared whenever you come nature walking, particularly in a country you're not familiar with. Well, I'm kind of pretty much being beaten by this hill. I mean, I can climb up there, but it is a little bit rubbly. You get all of these loose rocks just tumbling down the hill after me, which isn't particularly safe. I don't think anyone's behind me, so it shouldn't really hurt anyone, but it's more about, not about the route up, it's more about coming back down again. And you know, in true Hamish style, I haven't told anyone the route I'm taking, where I'm going, largely because I didn't know. I'd love to go up to the top, but you know what? I think I'm pretty happy with this view. This is what I was after. This is everything I wanted. So yeah, I don't make it to the top this time, but I get to make it to work tomorrow without a broken leg or a sprained ankle. And that's probably a little bit better right now. Now, if I were a snake, I reckon I'd want to live somewhere like here. I think that would be a pretty cool place to be. Hide away, come out onto the rocks. Oh, and they're warm. Tonight will be great bathing up here for snakes. Loads of crickets around. Can you hear all the cicadas? Plenty of food. Let's go snake hunting. Whoop. Yep. It's tricky. A couple of good solid ones. Well, don't be fooled. That one's not. Go seeds. Huh. That way looks like a bit of a dead end. Is this the way I came up? Did I just come through that? Do I need to go around? piece of the way. Well, there's been a few things I haven't expected to see on this trip, including this little guy. Who are you? Are you wild? Or are you someone's pet? He's a little bit scared, isn't he? Not gonna hurt you, mate. You're fine, you're safe. Come on. Well. Blackberries. Didn't really expect to see them here. Not looking the most juicy and appetising, but it's kind of hot and dry here. That one. It's always the ones that are furthest away that look most appealing. Get rid of the cobwebs. Dry. Not juicy in the slightest. A bit of flavour. But yeah, not as good as English ones. Enjoy those when you're back in England. Don't come to Croatia for them.